Sunshine, you are my sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. Oh, yeah, I got a video to make. Unbelievable. Hello beautiful people, today we're learning about the circle of fifth and two kinds of those. The version that you can take back to school and the teacher's gonna accept it, and the other version that you can take home just to scratch the head some more. And let's just get into drawing it. And all you need is, you go and find yourself a 9-liter diesel engine and you pick the piston out of it, and then you got yourself a good little template that you can draw a circle with. You can also just go to the kitchen, grab yourself a glass or a compass. If you take yourself a smaller piston, you can put another circle on the inside and just eyeball that in here. Now the German in me says, oh, this is not accurate. You have to calculate over here. But this is perfect. So the first version is my circle of fifth. Why do I call it my circle of fifth? Because this is a concoction that is really, it's strange. It doesn't quite work the way the original circle of fifth does, but stay tuned. So we'll figure this out. We'll divide our circle like this. We'll do it on the inside as well as on the outside. We'll divide it again. So half, quarter, and then we'll put the eighths in here and 16th. And all we need to know right now is this circle has the same idea. The left side is flat, the right side is sharp. On top we got a C. But here's where we differ from the other circle. We'll also draw in a C here and a C here. All those lines here are basically the placeholders for our intervals. There's where our intervals are gonna go. And there are multiple ways to figure this out, and you pick the one you like the most. There's a phrase that goes like this: Father Charles goes down and ends battle. Seems to be the most common one, the easiest one to remember, and the first letter in each of those words basically give you the interval. That being said, you still have no idea where that is coming from. Now, this thing is called the circle of fifth or the circle of fourths because of the intervals. And the easiest way is to, for example, take the C major scale and you look at the fifth key of that C major scale and you'll find it's a G. And that applies to the entire right hand side of this circle. Every time, out of every scale that goes in here, the fifth key is going to be the interval. If you look on the left hand side, the fourth key of that very scale is that interval. Let's draw it in color. Goes down and battle. Now if we look at B, we see that we end up on an F sharp. We draw that in. And when we see that we end up on the F sharp, we will see that we end up on the C sharp. Now if we compare this to the other circle, what isn't in there is that C sharp. In that sense, because C sharp is what? A D flat. Right? Yeah. And then all we need to do is know nothing but how to be a copycat, and we copy from here down over there. So C, G, D, A, E, B, and F. And again, I point this out. This is why I do it this way, because it is easier to copy, it's easier to draw in. After the F on the left hand side, everything becomes flat. It's just the way it is. So we'll do B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, and C flat. You can try it out, you'll see it works. To the minors. The minors are going to be drawn on the inside, and they are just as easy to figure out as the majors. Every major scale has a relative minor. I've talked about that in a different video, and the way it works is a relative minor of a major scale uses the exact same keys. It's just the key that you play it in that's different, that starts with. So for C, all we need to know is A minor. And you can either draw it with just a small letter, or you can put the minus on it as well to make it clear, oh, that's the A minor scale. So relative minor of C is A. To get there to A minor, we play 4 keys down, including the root note. Other way is the 6th key of the scale, of the major scale, is the relative minor. The other thing that we can do is we just copy it from the major scales. Now you ask, what? Trust me. A. There's an A. Where else is an A? There's one here, there's one there. Let's just start with this one. So we'll draw on the A, we'll see if it works out. We'll draw on the E. We'll draw on the B. We'll draw in the F. We'll draw in the C. We'll draw on the G. We'll draw on the D. And we'll draw in the A again. Well, and who knew? Look at this. We actually end up on A again. And this is the one thing we could have drawn in the first place. The C always has the A minor as a relative minor. Just like over here, you know, we could just put that in there like that. And it would have been correct. So this is how we know that we've done it correct. Now the other thing that we have to realize though is we don't know where the sharps are. The F is gonna be the giveaway. F sharp here, F sharp there. Trust me on that or try it out. So F sharp minor, C sharp minor, G sharp minor, D sharp minor, A sharp minor. And that's where it stops. On the left hand side we get the same thing. And what we'll do is we'll just copycat the right hand side over to the left hand side concerning the scales, the letters at least. Actually here. Clockwise, counterclockwise. This is the 4th key in a scale, and this is the 5th key in a scale. So in order to find the next key from C to get to F, the 4th key out of the C major scale is F. We draw that in. Then we go on the F major scale. The 4th key out of F major scale is B flat, and so on and so forth. So counterclockwise, fill that in. Going clockwise, fill that in. Now in order to find the flats, we'll just continue clockwise with the circle, and we fill in, so the sharp, A sharp here, and A flat here, minor, E flat minor, B flat minor, and then F is again our neutral, just like that F, and that's it. Now what we can do is draw in our numbers that tell us how many sharps and how many flats there are in a scale. We can do that here. So we start with a 0, and then we count clockwise or counterclockwise, it doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're basically done. Now, what is important to know, although this is easy to draw in, just gives you a few pointers, what we need to make sure is that we take out of the equation this section right here. And we have to make sure that G flat and F sharp are seen as an equal. Okay, now to explain this circle and why I make it this way. Number one, to make you realize what's actually happening we're going clockwise in a circle, we're going up on the keyboard, and we're basically going sharp. We're going up, we're going sharp. We're going down, we're going flat. Now they're telling us that when we get to B, then in all circles really, the G flat and F sharp are on the bottom, and that's where we go. But we're actually going to F sharp. There is no reason why that should be flat. But the thing is, the important thing about this circle is that when you make a chord progression, you can create it with 4s and 5 keys, or 5 degrees, the same way. It's the same thing. It just works. You can go 1 4 1. You can go 1 5 1. All right. That's what the guide tells us as well. Okay, and that's what they're trying to tell us. So if we went counterclockwise and we took an example, we'll see what happens. And if we go clockwise and we'll take a sample, we'll see what happens. Important is that if you draw it like this is not school material, because it's not really wrong, but you got to know how to use this. Alright, now let's go to the circle that you can actually take to school and impress your teacher with. You'll learn this real quick. By the way, when you're done with these pistons, you can make ashtrays out of them. Now, let's draw another circle. Let's try to be a little more precise this time, shall we? Yes? Now, the difference is we don't divide half and half and half. We'll make it 12 o'clock. We'll make it 6 o'clock. We divide that in half again. 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Difference is we'll have to divide these quarter sections twice right away. So we'll put a mark here and we'll put a mark here. And then that and that. Then same thing here and here. Here and here. There and there. Let's mark the things that we know for sure. We know C is in the top. We know there's an A minor. And we know that the left side is flat and the right side is sharp. Here's the difference to the other circle. In the bottom, in the center, we'll put our G flat and F sharp. Exact same key, exact same thing to play. All right, there's no difference in how it looks on the piano, just what we call it on paper. All right? And then we'll draw in the relative minors for those. Now, how do we remember that? Let's draw in the majors. Charles goes down. Oh crap! And battle. For some reason, I forgot how to draw an A there for a second. Okay, and we can actually make the F orange, whatever. Then we go and be the copycat. So G, D, A, E, B. There's a gap because we need father. All right, let's draw in our minors. A, we got E, we put in minor, B, minor, F, C, G, and then D. Okay, so that's how we know D. Now in the other circle I taught you that the F is going to be the changer here. That F is always neutral, this F is always sharp. After that, everything else is sharp. Until we get to the left side. Okay, so if D is here, what comes after D? C, D, E. Correct! Yay, we know our alphabet. And that's how simple we can make it drawing this in. So let's actually use a different color here just to make it more crisp. So E, but it's an E flat. Okay, we said the entire left side is flat and we still got to change our majors as well. So E, what comes after E? B. What comes after B? F. After F is C, and then G, and then D. Okay, so F, D, F, D. That's a giveaway. And we said that E is flat and B is flat. And then how do we know for the major scales on the left hand side when they're flat? Well, we already put the G in. G flat, D flat, A flat, E flat, B flat. What did I say about B being the last one to be flat? Imagine that. So, there you go. B's flat and then F is neutral. F's neutral, F's neutral. F is sharp, F is sharp. And then we can put our numbers in place. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the other way we can find any of these intervals is we can just pick the root, play 8 keys up, and we get to the interval as well. Okay, so the excavator took away some of our pens, but that's alright. Now what we will look at is how do we use either one of these circles to make a chord progression. Let's go with a simple example. We'll go clockwise. Let's pick the E right here, and we'll pick an F sharp. Alright. And let's go over here and here. So, in order to play this, we gotta play E and F sharp. That's the ones we picked. And then the way this works is we gotta find our way back to the root note, which is E, and we gotta play all the keys in between the other note that we picked, the other scale that we picked. So F sharp, we gotta play the B as well, plus B. And that will make it sound complete. Same over here. E plus F sharp plus B is complete. You have no idea how hard it is to get a point across in a video. Anyways, here is where I want to point out why this circle exists, why I made it this way. I'm not the one who came up with it, okay? I want to point this out, but I am one of those who endorses this circle. Here's the thing. We want to place, let's say, from F sharp, going clockwise, to A flat. Okay? We'll do the same thing over here. F sharp to A flat. Now, according to... Actually, let's go over to this circle. According to this circle, in order to complete this chord progression, we play F sharp, we picked A flat, and then we got to find our way back to F sharp, or which is G flat, right? So plus D flat, and that's it. We're done, right? So F sharp, G flat, to A flat, to D flat, and back again. So supposedly that's done. And it is. It holds true. Now, but let's look at this one. F sharp. And we picked A flat. Now what happens? We played D flat. And over here, we were done already. But the kicker is, we can actually play all of this. And we get a much more flexible chord progression. It's a little fuller, there's a little more we can do with it. Okay, so let's write it out. D flat plus G flat plus, oh, my writing is horrible, plus C flat plus C sharp, and then we're done. Oh my god, it looks like a third grader. This actually works, and let's play it. Works for me, so it's kind of nice knowing both circles. This is the politically correct one. This is the one that might get you a little more success and that makes you understand a few more things. Yeah, I do realize there are no minuses, but they're small letters, so you should know those are the relative minors. Let's take another example. We'll take G minor and E flat minor. So G minor and E flat minor. Okay, so we'll go counterclockwise. Let's write it out. G minor plus E flat minor plus B flat plus F plus C equals done.